And
all right, we will call this meeting of the County Bend City School District number 52 to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move forward with the approval of the agenda. Do we have any comments, questions, modifications?
Motion to approve the agenda. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Now we'll move on to delegations. Mr. Peterson.
yes, thank you, Mr. Skipper. On Friday, Clay and myself were able to go over to a GISA presentation, and Clay has a big check, both in number and in size. So GISA, as part of their affinity card program, which if you're a GISA member and you get the Kybe logo on your card, a small percentage of each swipe comes back to the district. So the first 2 years, we received $5,000 because we didn't hit the minimum threshold. Last year we got $5,500. This year, $5,940 or $5,974. And so we're jumping up by about 10%. If I could get my wife to get her card, we would probably hit 5 figures real quick, but she insists on having hers go to the school that she works at, which is understandable. So anyway, big thank you to GISA. I've got a card for you all to sign. It is sitting right next to the real check I received on my kitchen table, so I will be bringing it for the next meeting to get everybody's signature, just to send them. It's a big deal. Clay's and my picture, along with the rest of the schools, were all out on the GISA Facebook page, so it was very cool. They're a good partner. So thank you to GISA for their contribution, and look forward to Clay putting in a work order to get that check put up, right, Mr. Prego? Absolutely. There you go.
All right, thank you. And thank you to GISA and everyone who has that card. All right, with that, we'll move on to the proposed consent agenda. Do you have any comments, questions here?
Okay. I will motion to approve the proposed consent agenda. And will second the approval.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, with that, we'll move on to public comments. Do we have any public comments this evening?
No electronic.
No electronic? No. Last call. All right. Moving on to principal elementary or principal reports. Lisa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. How's everyone doing? Good. Welcome back. So we don't have a ton of items on our agenda for right now, but we do have teacher in-service days coming up, as we always do. So they will start on Monday. So I just wanted to talk about a few of the things that we'll be talking to our teachers about. So we'll start on Monday with some topics related to AI, which I think is very exciting because we do live in that world. And so we will be going over some training about how our teachers can utilize that in their classrooms. And then we also will be going over our mission and vision statement with our teachers and how they actually can contribute to that over at the elementary school. We do have a lot of building updates to also go over with them. And so some changes that are happening at the elementary school that are also very exciting as we come back to the school year. So we'll be talking about those as well. We'll also be doing some things related to IT, so homeroom, frontline, and then some different IT updates that will be coming down the line. We started some TPEP stuff with them last year, and there'll be a continuation of that this year as well. And then we'll be doing some high cal training with Jennifer Gilliland, which is very exciting for our teachers. And then continuing some stuff in relation to WIDA and some ELD strategies for our teachers as well. And 2 of our teachers will be helping with that, which is great. It's nice that they'll be able to be contributing to that. And so Sally and Araceli will be helping with that to be able to get those strategies continued in the building. And then on Monday, we'll be continuing the migrant training that we've been having over the past couple of years after the breakfast, which will be great to be able to continue that with staff. And then again, just those building updates. So our back to school night or meet the teacher night this year will be not during Fair Week, which is great because that's been a struggle for us. And so instead of having it this week, we are having it, or next week, we're having it the following week. So we're doing it in conjunction with the middle school, which has worked very well for us in the past, just based on families and siblings that we have between the elementary school and the middle school. So Erin and I have worked with Bruce on a good day to have that. So it will be on Monday, the 25th, and we'll be having it from 5:30 to 7:30. And then we get a lot of questions about class rosters around this time. So we actually will be posting them early this year. So we usually don't post them until the week of training, but we will be posting them this upcoming Friday. So they will be posted at the elementary school. This process has been it's really a practice since I was in elementary school. So I can remember them going up in the windows of the elementary school office. And so we still do that. So they will be posted by this Friday at 3 p.m. So parents and families can look for that. And then we just want to welcome all of our families, students, and our teachers back. We're very excited to have them, and we're really looking forward to everything that's coming this upcoming school year and looking forward to all of the learning that's going to happen and all of the memories that we'll make throughout the 25 and 26 school year. So does anybody have any questions?
You remind me what TPEP stands for?
It's the evaluations
Okay.
that we do for teachers. So
There are 4 years that still don't know all the acronyms, so.
sure, but that's just the easiest way to think about it is the
Right.
evaluations that we do for teachers.
Perfect.
So
Just leave the piece out, teacher evaluation.
Yeah. any other questions? No? All right. Well, it's very nice to see you all.
All right, thank you. You too. All right, Bruce.
Thanks. Good evening, President Skipper, board members Brian and Warner, Mr. Hassel and Superintendent Peterson. Thank you for giving me the floor here. Like I do every time at Kybee Middle School, we want kids to feel connected, build powerful relationships, and envision their future. And we're gonna keep digging deep into that with our PD next week. Like Lisa was saying, August 18th through the 21st, and then about a half day on Monday, the 25th. At the middle school, most of our building time outside of the joint trainings that all the teachers are going to get, we're going to spend time mostly focusing on professional learning communities or PLCs, or tier 1 systems, and we're going to evaluate some of our 3-year trend data to make decisions about what our next steps are with our teaching and learning. Most of that will focus around ensuring that we've got a guaranteed and viable curriculum. Last year, we made some good headway on PLC structures, and we're going to continue that work with our theme this year will be focus on learning. We're just going to hit that hard, get it done. And what's nice is there's already been many staff that have stopped into the office to say hi to me, and they seem pretty excited for this upcoming year. So that's good to see that they're ready to roll, because this is my 2nd year here. So, you know, they're coming back to the same boss. So that's good. Nobody ran away. Open house and 6th grade orientation will be in 2 weeks, coordinated with the elementary school, like Lisa said, 5:30 to 7. And we're going to welcome 324 Cub Strong students. Fall sports, football, girls soccer, volleyball, and cross country will be kicking off. And we've got a few loose ends from last year. We've got our honor roll students, our returning ones, and we're going to honor our 4th quarter from last year honor roll kids in a early September assembly. And then maintenance should be commended for getting our building ready. I worked with them over last year to get some summer plans in place. We got some fresh paint in some key areas. We're really working to coordinate with maintenance with a 3 to 5 year plan to do as much as we can to make that middle school shine. So it's great to be back for another year. Thanks for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions. If you have.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Hi there. So ditto with all they said. I mean, honestly, we're really excited to come back. I'm excited because we have all the staffing complete now at the high school, with special ed and so forth coming in. Really want to welcome Alicia Biddle up to the high school. Really excited to have her up there in the resource room. And then we also are looking at hiring Showing Myron tonight, which I think is going to be awesome for our life skills. And we have a little different twist. They're going to have 2 rooms this year, which is going to be really cool. A room for academics, so they can do some kind of a routine like the students in the building do. Then they'll use the main life skills room as a life skills, learning how to fix beds, clean, do all those type of skills that they need to learn. So really excited about that. GISA is really awesome because over the last 3 years that we've had GISA checks, they've totaled over $15,000, and that money goes into our best ed, which goes to the kids in our district and our community that need the money the most. And so when kids need shoes, they need shorts, they need clothes, they need whatever, if we can pay for it with that, then we do that. And it's a great program. And almost, there's never a no, because we really want to make sure that kids are safe and secure and can come to school and be happy. So that's awesome. FFA is already out and about doing fairs. They were a fair last week, they're at a fair this week. There'll be a Benton Franklin fair. They'll be at one in Connell later on when after school starts. So things are already moving and going forward and stuff like that. So it's really exciting. We will have our 9th grade new student night on August 19th from 4:30 to 6:30. Parents drop off their students at 4:30. And then they come back at 6, and that's 6 to 6:30 is a talk with the principal and what the expectations are in the high school and how we can make sure that they have the best transition to the high school to be as successful as we can have. And then we have football practice starting on August 20th. The rest of the sports start on August 25th. Homecoming week is the 22nd to the 27th of September. 27th is the dance, and it'll be in our, like it usually is, in our commons area. So a lot of stuff happened, a lot of excitement. It's never slow at the high school. So I'm excited for my 12th year. I'm the old codger on the group now. And so if you guys have any questions, be happy to answer them. And you're all welcome to come up if you want to be there for the 6 to 6:30 talk with the principal. You're more than welcome to come on up. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
All right, moving on to director's reports. Dan.
Hello, mine's on the yellow. So first of all, program grants. We have our special ed grant that I'm working on, and we did receive some extra funding in special education, the state portion. The grant that I'm working on is the federal grant. The other grants have not shown up yet, so waiting for those, and usually they're due by the end of September. So we have a grant for a small dual language grant, a bilingual grant, and then our title grant. So for special ed, we will have new placements of special education staff this year due to retirements. We have filled positions with current staff who have special education certification. And just a reminder that special ed is funded both through federal funds and through the state. And then again, this year, there has been an increase in state funding for special education. Our migrant education, we will this year continue to serve students and families with migrant services. We have coordinated, like we did this past year, 5 family engagement events that will occur throughout this school year. And probably the next time I meet, I'll have the schedule of the year of what the topics are going to be for those family engagement events. Federal funding for migrant education program has been cut for next school year, but we do have full funding for this school year. And so during the year, we're going to be working with the principals on a plan to phase out the services for next year and what that will look like. There is not a state requirement to service migrant students like there is, let's say, there's a requirement to serve students on a 504, but we do not get any funding for that. That comes out of general ed. When migrant funds, currently, there is no requirement. It's a federal grant that we apply for every year to receive services for migrant education. So for bilingual education, that the large part of that bilingual grant is state funded. And so we're fully funded for bilingual education. And just a reminder, bilingual education is funds to work with English language learners to learn English. It's not for Spanish instruction, it's to learn English. We have a lot of staff that get mixed up and think that that's for Spanish, and it's not. It's strictly for English, learning English. And so we can't use those funds to purchase Spanish materials. It has to be research-based materials that promote English language development. And this year there has been an increase from the state for funding for our English language learner program. There is a small amount, well, $40,000, which really isn't that small, but compared to the other grants, our district has been receiving about $40,000 federally to help with professional development for our general education teachers. We've used that funding to pay for general ed teachers to get their ESL endorsements, and also for GLAD training, which is a research-based strategy. But those federal funds will not be available next year. So this is our last year that we're going to be getting the Title III funding for English language learners, which again has strictly been for professional development. It has not been for staffing. Dual language is funded through basic ed. Again, a lot of people think it's bilingual funds or migrant funds that pay for dual language. Dual language is paid out of general education. As a district, we decide to provide that type of a program for our students. And so I just wanted to make that clear about dual language. But the state, for the past 7 years that we've been planning for dual language, they have provided grants through the state, and we have been receiving those grants. It's been between $30,000 and $50,000 some years. The last couple of years, it's been $25,000. And this year, I did get a notice that I need to write that grant. And usually it's been $25,000. I thought, okay, it'll probably be $20,000 this year. And I put that, and it's $15,000 this year. So at least we are getting a little bit of funds that can help us pay for, let's say, the Spanish curriculum that we need for dual language classrooms, which is very expensive. We have the English, but we will need to be purchasing the Spanish curriculum for dual language. And then our dual language staff are excited to come and present to the board, and we're hoping that we can get that scheduled in October.
Good. How were the students selected for the 2 kindergarten classrooms?
Well, the dual language program is a program first for our English language learners. So those students that qualify, we have to do the screening and look at the home language survey. Those students are automatically placed in there. And we held 2 family events to share with our parents in the community about what dual language is. We've gotten a lot of requests. So I was meeting with one of the dual language teachers today, and we're going to have full classrooms. I don't believe as of yet we have to put anybody on the waiting list, or do a lottery. I think we're pretty even, but we did get quite a few requests from the community to have their child placed there.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. All right, Bernardo.
Mr. Castillo and Mr. Rodriguez both are absent and have sent their own reports. Sorry about that. I should have said that at the beginning.
All right, Jennifer?
Welcome back. Started summer meals at the beginning of the summer. It did a little lower than we expected, but not too bad. 20 students average for breakfast, 30 for lunch. With no summer school, it really hurts the numbers. So we had high school lunches that helped bring up the numbers. Some days we got up to 40, so not too bad. We got approved for the fresh fruit and vegetable program again, so, and we had money left over from last year, so I'll be starting that as soon as school starts. We can start it, hopefully, as long as I'm prepared for that. I'm getting there. I went to a training in Ellensburg over the 5th and 6th. Just a school meals general training, get all my professional standards in, so that was good. I got all that done, don't have to worry about that. And during the training, they announced some grants coming up, so I'll be looking forward to those. They won't open until the fall though. So that's about it for summer. I got the menus working pretty much almost done, so final touches to it, but that's about it. Any questions?
Actually, 30 to 40. That's a good number.
I was,
That's
yeah,
impressive.
I was
not
hoping for
having
a little
summer
more. Yeah, but not bad for not having summer school. But summer school definitely helps.
Thank you.
Sorry, Reed, did I miss you back there?
I think I was hiding behind the podium.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all there. Good evening, glad to be here. I provided those reports in front of you this time, that way you can thumb through it if you have any other questions while I'm sharing information. Over the last 90-day working period, which is a good chunk of data-wise, the beginning of some of those summer items, had about 683 work orders to delve through between all departments and operations and maintenance. During that period, we were able to clear out 500, a little over 500 of them, which is, for our team and size of teams, is actually pretty productive. As far as what I like to call wrench turning time. You know, you get 8 hours in a workday, but how much of that is actually working on a piece of equipment or repairing something that's actually pretty productive. There's still a backlog of about 170 or so work orders. There's actually a few more that got closed out while we were sitting here, so maybe around 170. Those rates, just to summarize it, to give a good perspective, we're still getting about 11 or 12 things that need addressed, maintained, or fixed a day. And our teams are able to clear out 8 to 9 of those. So you can see where some of that backlog kind of hangs out. Some things are not an easy fix that same day or week. Sometimes it's how can we make this work right now until we can address the real issue. So yeah, that gives a little bit of the story behind it. During the summer so far, custodial teams have been working on a lot of, I'm going to call it the more in-depth cleaning items. That would be buffing floors, waxing floors. We put micro layered finish on the gym floors again. They look great, which will keep them protected and safe. Maintenance wise, you're going to see a huge number of HVAC and plumbing items that we were able to address this summer. Some of the coils we have in our buildings, just to give an idea, they're very compact, and many of them are above ceiling grids in classrooms and hallways where they're not super accessible sometimes when you got 30 kids in a classroom or a teacher trying to prep. So we took the opportunity to really do some in-depth cleaning on those and checking everything to try to be proactive. So we were very successful with that. We were able to flush out a lot of plumbing lines and mix valves to try to prevent some crossover issues for hot water domestic use in the building. That's been productive and helpful. Grounds wise, we did get stuck on a few valves and zones that had some issues. Primarily a couple valves that the parts are somewhat obsolete and we finally just had to replace the valves. Which long term is probably better, but it was just one of those things that took more time than I would have put into. Transportation wise, our mechanic did a great job this summer. He really focused on a lot of our normal AM PM route buses. As far as brake replacements, most of them were due. But he was very selective and tried to be very efficient and not wasting a lot of time and making sure he was actually replacing things that needed to be done. So it was nice to see 3 or 4 of those buses. I honestly, as far as going on a ride along in one, feeling the improvement with that. So he did great work. Just a huge compliment to him. As far as issues, I did put a note on here that we still are having some vandalism issues around our facilities. They're quirky things. We have had some attempts to tamper in some other electrical boxes and things around the district, but we'll keep trying to lock them. We'll keep trying to secure it as we can. And we're working with the sheriff's department on keeping them up to date, and they provide us information on what we can try to do to improve that. Last, I would just give huge compliments to our other directors and our district office staff. They've been great to work with through a lot of these things we're trying to repair and improve. Nothing but support and kudos from our teachers and staff as we've been working through the summer, and I really appreciate that so that our teams can try to be effective. Any questions I can answer?
Any safety related issues still open as far as the work orders for the start of school?
Luckily, I'll say safety wise, anything that was a lingering concern, I'd say the majority have been addressed. There's a few field issues that I'd like to get taken care of before sports seasons that I'm confident will be done. Our play areas, that's one of the last things that will be done before school starts to make sure that the fall depth of the material below our play toys and things is where it needs to be. I actually have a report to provide to the Benton Franklin Health Department, probably into the school year to make sure our play equipment's been inspected.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job with your gym cleaning and testing of the alarm systems at the same time. It's outstanding efficiency right there.
The dust went somewhere.
Yes, yes, it did.
All right. For everything.
No, yeah, he's on a personality update.
All right. Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you guys for having me. I promise you the next time I'll have a printout to follow along. Just to kind of talk about some things athletically, we got quite a few positions that we need to fill, head coaching openings. We have one in the fall, which is girls soccer, which is the highest priority. Season it starts in about 2 weeks. And so I'll be interviewing for that tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have someone in place by Wednesday, Thursday. I know time is of the essence, but I also want to make sure I'm diligent and bringing in somebody that aligns with the culture that we're trying to build athletically. Winter, we have wrestling, and then spring, we have baseball, tennis, and boys soccer. And so I basically just prioritize them by season. So once we get the girls soccer taken care of, then I'll just kind of go down the list, make sure we find the right people that continue to invest and help us uplift the athletic programs. We had our all coaches meeting on August 6th up at the high school, and we just kind of, I laid out expectations. We spoke about the no transportation, any adjustments to the WIA handbook. I'll be incorporating mid-year head coaching evals, just kind of a temperature check just to see how the season is going based on the goals they set in before the season started. And again, like I said, it's just an opportunity for me to have an opportunity to sit down and talk to them. Make sure the season is going according to plan. If it's not, then let's try to figure out how we can redirect and get back on on the path. We have our fall clearance night on August 19th at 6 p.m. And that it's an opportunity for student athletes to come in and get cleared. So that'd be a great opportunity to take care of some of those final form things. And I am looking forward to a great school year, both academically and athletically. I'll continue to say it. We are chasing the 1% better goal every day. I think that's super important. Not such a big goal that you can't see the end, but just consistently 1% better every day. And I will open the floor for any questions that you guys may have for me.
Do you have good participation with summer workouts?
Yes, our numbers are probably more than double from last summer. We have 4 or 5 kids at every rack, sometimes more than that. Numbers have improved. It's something that is extremely important to athletics. And I'll continue to open this up for not just my football team, but all athletic programs. I've opened it up for everybody, anybody that wants to send their athletes. It's an opportunity for them to get their athletes in shape and in the weight room. And, if they want to be there, great. If not, Flam is there. So we'll make it work. But it's been a great summer.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, with that, we'll move on to new business. Item 9A, HB 2331 policy impact. Peterson.
Yeah, thank you very much. This will be a quicker update than I was anticipating. So HB 2331 was a House bill that was approved 2 years ago. It has to be implemented for this current school year. I told a couple board members during our agenda meeting that it was going to appear. What I thought it was and the level of redo of some policies, quite frankly, was well above and beyond what it needs to be in actuality. So for the next board meeting, I'm going to have the actual revision done for you. We have the basis of everything we need already in our policy for instruction, specifically Board Policy 2020, which is instructional material adoption. And what this is specific to how do parents or community members appeal a supplemental material that has been added to the curriculum, one the board has not adopted. Currently in our policy, we have virtually the same appeal process. However, it is tied to our core curriculum. So in other words, basically all we have to do is we have to have a separate appeal process for core curriculum and a separate one for supplementals, not one that is all combined. WASDA has already created it. And as I explained, the buildings already have an informal process in place for anyone who wants an alternative, whether it be a novel, whether it be a writing assignment, anything like that the principals have used for years. So this is simply, it's going to come into our procedures. It will not require a full policy change, will not require full adoption by the board, simply notice that our procedures changed. So I'll have that for you at the meeting on the 25th.
All right. Any comments, questions on that? Okay. That will move on to item 9B, minutes from 7/28/25. My name is this one, so just need to approve. Okay, no, we don't have him. Yeah, here. All right. So we'll table that item. Thanks,
Sorry.
All right, with that, we'll move on to board comments.
Don't go Costco.
Thank you. Record that in minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, you told me to update on.
Yeah, I know. I did.
I don't know if it was mentioned since I wasn't here at the last meeting. But, and I don't know how important it is. It's important to me because he was my teacher, but on the 28th, we lost a 30+ year teacher. Russ Vickerman passed away. Most of you out here probably don't know him, but. Yes. Middle school. Yeah, so anyhow, I believe his service is the 22nd. August. Don't have any of those details with me at this very moment, but just thought I'd make mention of that. He did a life sentence here and probably deserves a honorable mention of some sort.
Absolutely.
Yes, but, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, with that, we'll move into executive session pursuant to RCW 42.30.110, section 1G, performance of the public employee for 30 minutes with no business to follow, so we will be adjourned. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Nice work.